Okay. So, hi, Thelma.
Hi, Simone. What's going on in Toronto?
Missing you.
I know.
Right?
You guys, I know. I wish I was there. You guys have it all together with your COVID situation. We're
Yeah.
here. We are backsliding like sinners down
Yeah,
here.
yeah. You know what? I can't say we're doing okay, but we had a spike of another 2,000, around 2,000, 2,500 today. Not
Oh
good.
my God.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
This thing is just, I'm telling you, it's a
It's crazy.
scary situation.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I don't understand why people won't just stay home
Or wear a mask.
and wear the mask.
Yeah, I
Both
don't,
of
I
them.
don't, I
Yeah,
don't get it.
I don't get it. Well, first off, I want to say thank you for doing this. This is amazing.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. And I've just realized when I sat there thinking, I said, I've known Thelma now since 2008. So that's 12 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy how fast that went. That feels like,
Unbelievable.
yeah, that is something. Wow.
And it just you look back and you say, oh my God, has it been that many years?
Yeah,
Because I keep thinking everything to me is like, oh yeah, that was 3 years ago, or
exactly.
that was 5 years ago. And
Exactly.
now I might say
Exactly.
10 years ago, but then if I say 10 years ago, it's really 20 years ago that I'm thinking.
I was like, that's 12 years since Pride in Toronto that you headlined. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that went really fast.
yeah,
Really fast.
yeah.
That's okay though. You know what? We're here today, we're healthy and we're doing this. So
And yep, and we're
I
doing good.
want to talk to you about your incredible career because I know how amazing you are. And I wanted to know how you got your start. I know you started in gospel music. So if
Right.
you could tell me a little bit about that, that'd be wonderful.
Well, I think that starting in the gospel is not unique, particularly to R&B singers,
Okay.
Black R&B singers.
Hmm.
Um, and I might add, I've got to add to that list now of singers starting and singing in church. I've got to add Phoebe Snow to that list.
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
but yes, I started singing when I was about 3 years old, and
Wow.
the piano player at our church, actually she was a piano player for the Sunday school, was
Okay.
my babysitter, and
Okay.
so she learned or discovered that as she was practicing her songs for the coming upcoming week, that I would know the songs, I would know when to come in, I'd know when to stop, I'd know the words. And she said, "Oh my God!" And so that's when she scooped me up,
Mm-hmm.
and from that time on, I was on every Christmas, Easter, program, Mother's Day, every in church. And I think that is the most, to me, the most you get such good support, from
Yes.
the church, because
Yeah.
whatever it is that you do, if you can, memorize things, and you memorize your Bible verses, or you
Yes.
could sing, or if you could do these what they call speeches, which is poetry, if you could do that, then you were encouraged to do so. And that's that. And I think that kind of support and making you know that you can go out and do it. I think that's unique to to the church.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a very beautiful thing. I mean, I find, but that support lends itself right across the African American experience. Because I found, even with doing these interviews, the amount of support that I have received from the African American community in the U.S. has been overwhelming.
Hmm.
So I get that. So I would believe that stems from the church, so it goes right across, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So my question is, once you start in gospel, and then I read that your dream was to go and be on Motown Records. How did that transpire?
Well, I my dream was, I've always wanted to do sing. I wanted to make that's what my thing was. I want to make my living singing.
Okay.
And that's what I'd always wanted to do. So now, when I was in high school, or yeah, when I was in high school,
Okay.
that's when Motown was starting to was out. Was everybody
Yeah.
was picking up on Motown music.
Okay.
Smokey Robinson, Shop Around. That was in 1960, and so
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my God, look at these! They're doing this. They're out there, and because at that time, and these were my peers. We were all around the same age, right? And
Okay. Yeah.
so they had already started their career, and they were well into doing what they wanted to do. And I was like, oh God, how can I? But of course, they were in Detroit, and I was in Long Beach, California.
Okay.
So I did not see how that could happen. But yeah, I did want to because that was Motown represented to me, first of all, that everybody on it was young. They were, and
Mm-hmm.
they were doing the kind of music, popular music that I wanted to do. So yes, that was a desire of mine to be on that label. But of course,
Okay.
that was not to happen for a long time.
Well, how did you go till you got through the long
The
time? Then you
long
get
time.
Motown?
Well, as a result of being in the gospel, singing gospel, we formed a gospel group out of our church choir.
Okay.
And we were the Art Reynolds singers, because Art Reynolds was our piano player, but he was also he wrote he was a songwriter. He wrote the songs, and
Okay.
so there were like 5 ladies, young girls out of
Okay.
the choir that he
Okay.
put together in a group, and we were called the Art Reynolds Singers.
Okay.
And well, that's because he also had the car. He wrote all the songs, and so
Okay.
we were the Art Reynolds Singers. But anyway, we would get invited to a lot of to churches around the Southern California area. Because people had heard, the word got out that this was a really good group, and we tried to make our sound like the Caravans, which
Oh,
was a very
okay.
popular group at that time. The Caravans had
Mhm.
Shirley Caesar was one of the singers in the group. James
Wow.
Cleveland played the piano for them.
Wow.
Um, I mean, I can't, but it was a phenomenal group, and that's who we wanted to
Yeah.
be like.
That's a power packed, star-studded group.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Everybody was a soloist.
Wow.
And so, and we would rehearse on Tuesday nights, and
Okay.
we would rehearse at Art's house, and his garage, and
Okay.
sometimes the garage would be open, and we would be rehearsing, and the neighbors would come and stand and listen to us rehearse and so forth.
Yeah.
And one of the neighbors was working at a place called McDonnell Douglas.
Okay.
McDonnell Douglas they built airplanes,
Okay.
and so this neighbor took one of he recorded us on those old time recording machines.
Okay.
And he took it to someone that he knew that he was working with, and that person happened to know and was working with someone who was a producer,
Okay.
and he produced our group, the Art Reynolds Singers. And I'm trying to think of the name. His name was Gary Paxton,
Okay.
and so he produced our group, and we had a record. We had an album called "Telling It Like It Is,"
Nice.
and on that album was a song called "Jesus Is Just All Right" and another song called "Glory, Glory, Hallelujah."
Hmm.
Now, those songs weren't hits by us, but
Okay.
they later became hits by Michael McDonald and the Doobie Brothers.
Ah,
They
okay.
recorded "Jesus Is Just All Right,"
Okay.
and the Byrds recorded "Glory, Glory, Hallelujah" from our album. So
Nice.
that's what started it. And then from that,
Okay.
I got my then Capitol Records offered me a contract, because this was on Capitol Records.
Oh, so
They
you're a cap.
offered, pardon?
You got offered by Capitol first.
Yeah, the art rental singers were
Okay.
on had a deal on Capitol
Yeah.
Records,
Okay.
and then Capitol Records signed me, and I
Ah,
had a song. They produced and I did a song called "Baby Mine," which
okay.
you probably have not heard of it,
I
but
have
it's
not heard of that one.
huge in Northern England.
All right. I'm gonna check that out.
It's still big in Northern England, and because they call it Northern Soul, I think
Okay.
is the genre of music.
Okay. Okay.
So anyway, from that, from the Capitol Records, I met a manager by the name his name was Mark Gordon,
Okay.
and Mark Gordon. I'm kind of skipping over because there's
Yeah. No problem.
but Mark Gordon was the manager of the Fifth Dimension.
Oh, nice.
And the Fifth
Okay.
Dimension were out on their first major tour from Up and Away. And
Okay.
so Mark felt at that time that he had the time to maybe to bring in someone else and to train them. And so I was performing one night at this club, and Mark was there. He had brought another artist in to be showcased,
Okay.
and Mark talked to me. We signed, and we talked. Anyway, that's how it all
Mhm.
happened. And then
Nice.
and then Mark put me with Jimmy Webb, and Jimmy Webb produced the album Sun Shower,
Okay.
and that started it.
Okay. So that was the road.
That was the road.
That
And
was the road.
after Sun Shower, which was not a commercial success,
Okay.
but it made a big impression for me
Okay.
because it was critically acclaimed, shall we say,
Okay.
but
Beautiful.
not commercially successful.
Okay.
And so as a result of that, I think that was kind of got the ear of Motown, and that's how I was asked to join the Motown label.
Beautiful. So, well, I mean, to work with Berry Gordy is just, I mean, that's incredible. But when you had Don't Leave Me This Way, was it a situation where you were all in a room, you heard the song, and instantly you're like, this is going to be a huge hit?
No. That ain't how it happened, Simone.
I know the story, but
I
let's
know
tell
you do.
everybody else.
But what happened is that once when I was doing the album with Jimmy Webb, the Sun Shower, that was my first solo album, meaning that
Okay.
the first time that I had been just by myself in the studio with someone, and Jimmy wrote the songs, and he produced them, and he would write. He says, "Now, what do you think of this? Do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like?"
Mm,
And so I had a lot of say about what I wanted to record, what I didn't want to
okay.
record,
Beautiful.
and how I liked rehearsing, and he would when he was cutting the rhythm, cutting the tracks, he would like me to go in on the sessions and sing along with the musicians, which
Nice.
we all like that, because for me, if the musicians were playing something that might be a little different than what Jimmy and I had said the song was going to sound, and that
Right.
was better than what we did, and we said, "Oh, that's better," and we'd
Okay.
go with that, and then I might sing something, and then they might get inspired by what I said, so it was that give.
That's
So
perfect.
that's what I was accustomed to.
Yeah.
So when I went to Motown, of course, I thought that's how it was going to be. But it ain't how it was at Motown.
She's like, nope.
At Motown, they were going for the hits.
Okay.
Hit. And that was where everything was coming from. Not a concept album,
Hmm.
not well, I want to present myself as being a this or a that, or it was about getting a hit. And so I was in the studio recording as if that was my day job. I
Okay.
recorded so much stuff, and it was after about maybe 3 years or so before I uh, recorded "Don't Leave Me This Way." And "Don't Leave Me This Way" was not a Motown song. It was not a Joe Betts song. It was not a Motown song.
Mm.
No Motown artist wrote it
Okay.
or writer. It
Okay.
was originally recorded by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, which is Philly International.
That's right.
But Suzanne DePass, who was the head of the A&R at Motown
Okay.
thought that that song would be successful, would be a good song. No, I won't say would be a good song for me to record, and
Mhm.
she thought it was really a good idea to do it with a woman, from a woman's point of view, a woman singing that song. And
Yes.
so Hal Davis produced the track, and he produced it uh, specifically to be a disco song.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
when we heard the song, during this time, I was also going to the club. I was up in the club all the time in the club. I
All
was
right.
dancing in the club.
Okay.
So when I heard it after it was finished, I felt that, people are gonna want to dance to this. I
Mm.
knew that, but I
Hmm.
had no idea that it would become what it did. And
Amazing.
and so that was it. But this is the Motown part of it. Once
Okay.
we had recorded this song and it had been mixed and mastered and everything, we thought, "Ooh, now we got it."
Okay.
I was Suzanne allowed me to take my song along with her assistant Tony Jones
Okay.
to present my song, and which he was taking up a stack of of other artists
Okay.
that they wanted to release as well, and would go up to Mr. Gordy's up in Bel
Okay.
Air for him to listen to get the final approval or notes or whatever he was going to say about it.
Okay.
So we saved my song. We played all the other stuff, and we saved my song for last. And we were just sitting there like, like the cat that swallowed the mouse. Like we knew we had something, and we were just waiting for him. So when he got to our song, I sat back, waiting for my accolades. And
Okay.
he put it on and he started listening. And now, mind you, he was in his robe, you
Okay.
know, you know what I mean? Hair, he was there early in the morning. This was early in the morning. So we was like, okay. So
Okay.
he was doing his head, bobbing his head as he played. I said, oh, he's bobbing his
Okay.
head. And he was, and when the song finished, he said, I don't hear it. I don't hear that for her.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. Wow. you
Like
know,
what?
I said, I was so disappointed. Oh
Mm.
my God. I thought, well, if this isn't it, what is going to be it?
Yeah.
So we were coming down that hill and Tony didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. We were just, we were through.
Okay.
So, but Suzanne believed in it and really, really believed in it and put it out. And that's what happened. We got this. Now, every time I perform it and if Barry is in the audience,
Hmm.
he's the first to jump up. And he's like, oh, baby, hey, baby, don't leave me. He sings it. When he sees me, he says, that's my girl, don't leave me. So,
Can't argue with number one.
there you
Can't
go.
argue with number one. Can't argue with number one
Yeah.
at all. And then you won your Grammy for Best R&B Vocal Performance.
Yes.
What was that moment like?
Well, I can tell you that for me, it was great because, to hear it, because to hear that I had won because I wasn't there. Because
Okay.
I thought that I wasn't going to win. I had been nominated before.
Okay.
And I thought, when that camera, when they call out the winner and then the camera kind of pans because the winner has to walk up to the stage, and depending on where they're seated, it might be a long walk. So while they're walking up to the stage, then the camera will pan those losers. They'll pan the ones that, the nominees.
Yes.
And the nominees are supposed to be, oh, 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 yay. Oh, And so I thought, I'm not going to be able to do that this time. I'm just not.
I love that.
So I didn't go. So
Okay.
Suzanne was there, and which
Okay.
rightfully so, because she's the one that picked the song anyway. So she went up and got the Grammy, and then she
Okay.
called me to let me know that I had won. And guess what
Beautiful.
I was doing?
What?
Scrubbing my kitchen floor. I was mopping the floor when she told me.
You're like, I what? I
So
what?
I said, what?
That's
So
okay.
yeah.
That's okay.
Which is, and the lesson in that is don't stop believing in yourself. And also, when you are nominated for something, particularly like a Grammy, and
Yeah.
if you are a nominee, to me, that's a winner.
Yeah.
And you
Absolutely.
should take you should take pride and grace and that, which I did, but I
Yeah.
just, I don't know. I was young and crazy. Now I would never think of doing it. And I tell people now that don't always be, first of all, believe in yourself, but
Yes.
also, it's great to be nominated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, your song "Don't Leave Me This Way" is one of the most recognizable hits of that era worldwide. If so you don't know that song, I'm like, you've been living under a rock. Seriously. I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't know that song, and regardless of age or background, everybody knows your voice and knows your song, which is why you are so loved. I see the reaction when you come to Toronto and you perform. I have been lucky enough to be there on the sidelines watching you do your thing, and it's a privilege every single time. Every single
Oh,
time. I love you.
yes, I
You
know,
know
and we also, but we, I know, but you're my hangout person, my friend when I come there. So we hang
I
out
I
and
know,
eat
but
good food and have then meet you, go with your parents
that's
bring me
right.
all that good food when I come there. So yeah.
Anytime,
Yeah,
anytime. But you know
yeah.
what? Like I said, it's a privilege to watch on the side. And I think the first time that I saw you was when Stephen had got me some tickets. I think it was a disco dance tour of some sort in Air Canada Center, and
Uh-huh.
I was so excited to see you perform. And I remember calling home and going, "You were singing 'Don't Leave Me This Way,'" and my the hair on my arm raised up. I was just like, she sounds better live than the record. I was like, listen. I was like, listen. Amazing. Amazing. So with that being said, you are doing an amazing concert right now. So let me make sure I get this right so I don't mess it up. Thelma Houston, Virtually Yours. Tell me about it.
Yes.
I saw it and it's amazing.
Oh, did you see it?
I did. I love it.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. I love hearing you sing. So you can sing the phone book and I'd be cheering. This is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was you know, Simone, in March, everything when was shut down and we were, shut in our homes and so forth. And I thought everybody, is like, okay, we can do this. Then it became April, and
Yeah.
then it became May, and then
Yeah.
then it became I was supposed to do a show. Two shows got canceled. I thought, oh well, we'll be back. We'll be fine. We'll make that
Yeah.
up. And it didn't. And
No.
it kept getting. So I thought, like, what am I gonna do? And so this opportunity came up, and I wasn't with it at first because what kind of a virtual what? Where's the band? If no band, where's in the house? What? I
Yeah.
thought people were out of their mind, but grudgingly and
Okay.
like that, I did it, and I'm glad that I did it, because for me it's a record of what I did during
Yeah.
this period of time.
Yes. It's history. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And it showed me, because I thought my thing was, but I think, matter of fact, Simone, I think we've discussed this sort of. I think when you said, I said, Simone, I don't know about doing. I just can't. I can't get it together. Remember, I said this.
I remember.
Remember that, and
I remember.
it was just too much for me to get. But I've learned that you have to go with what is.
You go with the
and
flow.
not with how you want it to be. You can go with how you would like it to be, but you got to go with what is right now
Yeah,
and
you
work
work
towards
within the
what you want it to
confines.
be.
Yeah, work
Yeah.
within the confines of what's
Of,
happening.
of what you have to work
Absolutely.
with.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But
yeah,
that's survival. That's survival. You know, as
exactly.
artists, we know how to do that. You know, so that's bravo to you. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing it. So what I love is that you start out in Motown and then
yeah.
you take us back to gospel, and then we get to hear some like Saturday night. I hear love that. I had to give a little hint. I'm not gonna say anymore because I can't sing like you. But
Well, you have
um
your own unique way of singing. You have a
I
great
know,
voice.
but
Yeah, yeah.
listen, I bow down to the altar of Thelma Houston. So I make no bones about that. And then you take us through a beautiful musical journey, and you have a new song that I love. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same gentleman who you worked with years past. Is it the
Jimmy
same?
Webb. Yes,
Yes. Yes.
yes. Well, when I was watching TV, which is sort of that's what we do now. And I was watching, and Yo-Yo Ma was on. This was
Okay.
probably around maybe May, or could have been maybe a little bit before that. But
Okay.
anyway, he was talking about how his musicians friends or people in the music industry were doing things at home, and then
Yes.
they were sending it to him, and then he would play it up on PBS, right?
Okay.
And so I thought, oh, that's something that Jimmy and I can do, and so I called Jimmy and said, let's do this. And so he thought, oh, that's a good idea. But then
Okay.
I didn't hear from him for about 2 months. I thought, well, maybe it's not a good idea. But then when he
Yeah.
called me, when we got back together, he
Mhm.
had re-recorded the track of
Okay.
the song that the song is Someone Is Standing Outside, and
Yes.
the song is on the Sun Shower album. And
Beautiful. Yes.
Jimmy wrote that song as a tribute to his father, and his father was a
Okay.
minister.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And so I thought that the lyrics of that song was good for what's for now. And
Yes.
so Jimmy did a new track, and then he kind of updated the lyric just a little bit. And
Mm.
then he got this group from Canada, the background singers.
Canadians in the house.
There you go. And they were each doing their parts from their respective bedrooms.
Beautiful.
So the choir was in Canada, I was in Los Angeles, Jimmy was in New York, the producer was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow. Wow.
I said, well,
Yeah. Talk about
that's
going with the
that's the
flow.
way that's how it is. That's how it's done
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the choir. I love how I don't want to
And
give too much away, but it's a beautiful moment.
and the young lady that did the arrangements was like
Mhm.
she's like in high school.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Were
Hmm.
they was the choir across Canada, or was it one specific area?
I believe it was one specific area.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh. And I think they had sent Jimmy some music prior to this for something else, and he thought he really liked them and he wanted to use them, but he was waiting for the right opportunity, and this is when he
Mm.
used them.
Oh, it's a beautiful show, and that
Yeah.
song is so perfect in it. So, like I said, I enjoyed the concert immensely. And for everyone watching, you can actually view this. I think it's going to be you can pay to view if you go to thelmahouston.com, right?
That's right.
Right, and you can get the link there.
ThelmaHouston.com, and that's when it'll tell you, direct you to where to go.
That's right, and so part of the proceeds are going to a special charity as well.
It's going to Angel Food Project.
But now, why
And
that?
yes,
Sorry, go ahead.
well, the Angel Food Project started years ago.
Okay.
It was a way to get food to our friends who were at the time dealing with HIV. Of course, we didn't have a name for it then.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was, it was kind of like not like COVID, but it was kind of trying to, when everything was going on, falling around, everything, and
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out and trying to find a vaccine, trying to, how to take care of this. First of all, what is this? And
Yeah.
so this was a way because people were sick, losing their jobs. And so this was a way to bring food to them, to the
Okay.
sick and shut it. And then after the HIV movement, after it started becoming a little bit more, we knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Then it became HIV and senior citizens who were homebound.
I love that.
And they would look forward to the the reason is Angel Food Project, because they call the people that take the food to angels, because
Yes.
they also sit and they'll listen, have conversation. They don't just drop the food and leave.
That's
So it's a
beautiful.
little bit more, it's like but some kind of companionship.
Yeah.
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 And so now it's HIV, it's the homebound senior citizens, but now it's also people who have lost their jobs due to COVID. So it's helping with the food insecurity and all of that. So it's a
That's
big,
fantastic.
it's a good organization.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
really
great.
happy to
Yeah.
be a part of it. Yeah.
That's a great charity.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, so I want to say again, so it's going to be on thelmahouston.com, and that they get anybody who wants to see this, and I trust me, you want to see it, go there and you'll be directed to the right channels to watch it. And you can catch Thelma on her Instagram. And was it Thelma Houston Official?
Thelma Houston Official,
Yeah.
Instagram, and
Yeah.
same for Facebook, Thelma Houston
That's right.
Official.
That's right.
I'm
And
all over the social media.
that's right. We want you all over the social media. We want you there. We want you there. I want you back in Toronto, but that's next year.
Oh, I know, and I want to be back there.
I miss you. I was like,
Oh,
man,
man.
Thelma would have already been passing through.
I would have been. We had some good parties, and I mean, it was so much fun. But
we did. That's okay. Where there's one time, there's another. We will get back to some.
Yeah, we will. This is going to be over, and we're going to get back to. And the thing about it, Simone, I think that with this, I think there's going to be more gratitude, more people being more kind to each other. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that this has brought about a change, a major change that the world needs, the universe needs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's brought us to pause. That's what I call it.
It has whipped us into submission.
Oh my gosh. That's a beautiful way of putting it. Whipped it is like bent us over and just was like, sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah, like sit down. Take account of your life in the moment you're in.
That's
like,
right.
Okay. Yeah. No, I want to thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate you, and I wish you the best of luck with the new single and with this beautiful concert, which streams all the way until January 31st, correct?
That's correct.
All right.
All right. Simone got it all in.
I got to make sure I take care of my people, of course.
That's good, Simone. Thank you.
Course. Thank you so much. Love you, and have a very, very Merry Christmas.
Okay, say hi to everybody.
I will. My love to you and your family as well.
And your family, yes, please.
Always. Okay. And they would tell me, did you say that? Did you send our love to Thelma? So I'm making sure I do it.
Yes.
All right. Take care, and wishing you the best protection, safety, abundance, everything good for 2021.
Thank you, Simone. Same to you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.